everybody? This is Johnnie Geathers. Welcome to another JG Mental Fridays. I hope all of you are having a great day so far. You just got your day started. I hope you have a great day. Today, I will be talking about plans derailed. And with this topic, I mainly want to talk about how we make up plans and we put plans in place. And sometimes the plans don't even go as planned. It doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't end up happening. Sometimes it shifts to something different. And with those different aspects of plans being derailed, it kind of affects us. So what I want to do is I want to give you a story about plans being derailed on my end, and I want to, close it up to the coping exercise. So as you all know, a few weeks ago was Christmas break. My birthday had passed and everything. Um, Things had, shifted. Originally for my birthday, I was supposed to go to Florida to be hang out with my frat brothers, and then after that, go to Philly and hang out with my family to bring in New Year's. Um, what I had found out, which was the first shift of my plan, was that my brother was graduating basic training from the Air Force, and I found out that the dates were December 27th through the 29th, and we would have to go to San Antonio, Texas. So with that, I had shifted my plans from going to Florida to just, going to Philly for my birthday and Christmas, and then be with the family to go to Texas and stuff. And plus, I was excited to go to Texas because one, that was my first time going to Texas because I've never been to Texas before. Also, it would be a chance to see my brother because I haven't saw my brother since August. Yeah, since August because he had went out for the Air Force. Went out for training in the Air Force in November, but I haven't saw him since the summertime. Also, that would have been my first opportunity to go flying because I've never been on a plane before. I'm so used to, traveling in cars, buses, trains, more so cars the most because, growing up, I always rode in a car. And then now with me being older, I'm, drive to different places and stuff when it comes to traveling. But I never, got on a plane before, and that would have been my first plane experience. So the day of, the trip, December 27th, um, my sister actually, my one younger sister, she works at, the airport, and she kind of gave us, different perks and stuff of, getting our tickets and everything. And without knowing, I learned that our tickets were standby tickets. So what that means with standby is that your seat is not really guaranteed until they call your name. So I'm in the airport with my family. It was like we got there like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning ish. The first plane was at, I guess the plane was at 5 o'clock in the morning. So we waited for the people that already had their tickets get on board, and then we had to wait for our names to get called like it was a lottery. My mom and my brother's girlfriend got called to get on the plane. So we said, okay, so maybe we'll get on the next plane. The second plane didn't happen. The third plane didn't happen. So from there, my sister and I, and then my youngest sister, we was like, you know what? We just gonna forget it or whatever. My one sister that booked the ticket, she was saying, well, let's try again Wednesday, which was December 28th. And then at that time, my mind at that time, I was like, you know what? It's no point because my mind was so fixated on my brother's graduation being on Wednesday, which was December 28th. But I've come to find out that his graduation was really Thursday, December 29th. And from there, like my mind was just all over the place. I was upset because I was so built up and excited to go to Texas, do my first plane experience and everything. And then also from that within my mind, I was like, well, if we try again tomorrow, it's not gonna be no point because we're gonna be in the same predicament as we are today because of us having to wait for our days to get called to get on the plane. So at that time, I was like, you know what? I'm over it. And then my sisters were like, well, don't bring that negative energy over here. And I was like, well, I'm not trying to bring that negative energy, but it's just the way I feel. I feel like we're not going to be able to do it and everything. And plus, on top of that, my brother's dad ended up getting on a plane like later in that day after we had gave up on it. So at that time, I was like upset. I was like, you know what? I'm over it. I ain't went off on anybody, but like I've talked to like some of my close people I talked to, and I was like, you know what? I guess this trip ain't happening. And then plus in my head, I was fixated in my head to say, I wish I could have just went to Florida. If this was to happen, I could have just went to Florida for my birthday and all that and the third. So once I, went to decompress, hung out with my frat brother to just decompress and, relax and everything, that's when I say, you know what? I'm gonna, give it a try again tomorrow. Just give it a try again. So Wednesday, December 28th, me and my two sisters, we went to the airport again, sat there, and then my sister was like, well, if you get called, then you could just go, just go on the plane and you ain't got to worry about us. In my head, I was like, nah, I don't want to, leave y'all or whatever. Even though my sisters are older now, they're 19 and 16. But in my head, I was like, I don't want to, just leave y'all because I really wanted to enjoy the experience as, a family. And then plus, being on a plane for the first time and me going by myself, I don't know what to expect. So, from there, I was like, you know what? And plus, when we saw our names on the list for the standby, I was like, you know what? Just forget it. So, went back home, relaxed and everything. I wasn't mad as how I was mad, the day before, but I was like, you know what? It is what it is. If it was meant to be, it would have been meant to be. I guess it wasn't my time to get on the plane and those other things. So we all ended up watching my brother's graduation, on YouTube on that Thursday when he had actually graduated. I was able to talk to him on Instagram. I called him and, congratulated him and just see what was his next steps are. And he told me what his next steps are when it comes to his Air Force journey and, all those other things. And then from there, I kind of just, I was like, you know what? Let me not get into my feelings. Let me just relax for the rest of this break because I know I'm going to get back busy into work mode after the new year and everything. So, from there, I kind of relaxed and stuff. And then Monday on the 2nd, January 2nd, my mom and I had a conversation. She's like, I already knew in your head that you was like, you wish you was in Florida. You could have went to Florida for your birthday and everything. And I was like, yeah, I'll be honest, yeah. But then she was saying in the sense that it was no need to be negative because your negativity can bring on to other things. And, your negativity could carry on. So I was like, yeah, I was, negative on Tuesday, but I wasn't negative on Wednesday or whatever. And then she was saying like, yeah, but still you kind of carried it out. And and she put another perspective in my head. She was like, well, if you could have just got on the plane, if they would have called your name that Wednesday to get on by yourself, yeah, you could have just got on, and your two sisters would have been fine because your sister that works with the airport and everything, she knows the logistics of how to get on the plane and stuff and all that stuff. And I didn't thought about that. My mind was just fixated on saying, you know what, this trip is over with. My plan is, derailed. And with this message, I want to leave you with the coping exercise. And the coping exercise is to mind your language. And the reason why I say mind your language, because sometimes we have to watch our words and we have to watch our actions. Like I just explained in the story before, if I wasn't negative and if I wasn't like so gung-ho to say, you know what, my plans are messed up. This break, it just messed up my break. It just messed up my vacation or whatever. If I would have just had an ounce of faith or had an ounce of positivity, I would have been, never know. Lord willing, I would have been able to get on the plane on Wednesday, even though we didn't get on that Tuesday. I could have been able to get on that plane that Wednesday on December 28th and stuff. So next time when certain things happen, when it comes to like plans, you just gotta, say that, it happened and just remain positive. You don't want to hold in that negativity so long because it will fuse out in other things that you do, and also it fuse out in your relationships that you have with other people. Even when I was angry on Tuesday, December 27th, when I hung out with my frat brother, my mood just wasn't how like it used to be. He's like, you really not yourself. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really myself because I was so upset. I was so upset at not being able to get on the plane to go to Texas for that, that moment and that experience. Because overall, I just wanted to enjoy the experience. But now I know it's a learning lesson that I just got to mind my language. And that's all I want to leave you with today. If you have any words or topics that you want me to address on JG But Fridays, you can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to check out all the videos on there. Also, go on my website through Wix to check out the videos on there, learn more about me, check out different podcast episodes I've been a part of. Check out the articles that I have done with Healthful Living Magazine and ways to connect with me for speaking engagements and other opportunities. Again, I appreciate all of you for your love and support. And now I'm going to leave you with the closing message. Reflect on the positives, plan ahead, and relax. RPR. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, be well, be blessed, and peace.